Welcome. This video is going to be 4 tips for helping you pick out a pendulum, oracle deck, or tarot deck. So number 1, pick it up if possible. If you can go to a store and actually physically pick up the card decks, pick up the pendulums, that is the easiest way to tell if it is for you. If it is a pendulum, something that can be very interesting to try if you can pick it up is you pick it up and you see if it moves. If it just kind of stays like still and just kind of wobbles a little, that is probably not the pendulum for you. If you pick it up and it starts doing some movements, it probably wants to work with you. So that's kind of a fun little tip with the pendulums. It just means that crystal is in like the right frequency with you at that time, which is cool. Now, if it's a card deck and you pick it up, you want to notice how does it make you feel? This is the whole video is going to have that theme going on. But how does it make you feel when you pick it up? Do you feel excited? Do you feel icky? Just how do you feel? Notice. This is just another way of tapping into your intuition and your feeling psychic senses. So just notice when you pick it up, how does it make you feel? If you can open the card deck, like sometimes they have the samples and you can open them and really feel the energy of the deck more by playing with the cards, that's even better. But just noticing, pick it up, how does it make you feel? Tip number 2 is look at it. We're using all our senses here. Look at it. So not everyone can go to a metaphysical shop. Not everyone just is going to be able to do that. So you can look on Amazon, look on, people's websites, look at the pendulums, look at the card decks, and notice, how does it make you feel? You really want to tap into your intuition when you're doing this. And one way to do that is noticing, how does your body feel? So when you look at that pendulum, and is like the crystal calling to you? Does it look pretty? Does it look like something you want to have as your own? Also, in the comment section of the video, the little bio section description, I'm going to put a quiz on what crystal wants to work with you. So if you are looking for a pendulum, you can take that quiz and see which crystal pendulum you might want to work with. Now, if it's a tarot or oracle deck, you can, even just on Amazon, or you can go on YouTube, so many people have pictures of the decks and you can really look at the imagery in the deck. It's really, really, really important that when you're buying, in my opinion, an oracle or a tarot deck, that you're really looking at the pictures. How do the pictures make you feel is huge. Do you like the archetypes that they're using in there? Do you like the imagery? If it kind of makes you feel icky again, or kind of freaks you out a little, that is not the deck for you. There are so many decks out there. You can also, what are you interested in? Are you interested in the moon? Are you interested in gods and goddesses, in angels, in trees, in plants, in Pokemon? There are tarot and oracle decks for everyone. So think about what you're pulled towards at this moment and what interests you, and then look at the pictures. Really look at them and see how they make you feel. You're going to be able to tell a lot just by doing that, and you can do that on Amazon. Look at the reviews, look at the pictures, or go on YouTube and type in, the deck that you're looking at. There's so many ways that you can look at it, even if you can't actually physically look at it in a store. Tip number 3. Do not get something just because someone tells you to. We are all so different, and a certain deck or pendulum might really, really resonate with someone. It doesn't mean it's necessarily going to really resonate with you. We are all different and unique, and it's beautiful, and you need to find what actually fits for you. For example, a lot of people say start with the Rider-Waite tarot for a beginner when you're getting started. So you know what I did when I was getting started? I was the good little student and I bought the original Rider-Waite tarot deck. And you know how many times I've used it? 0. I shouldn't say that. I tried it at first. I used the only time I actually bring it out is when I'm teaching a course, so I can show people what the Rider-Waite original tarot deck looks like. I got it because everyone says to get it when you're getting started, because all the other decks are based on that deck, the tarot decks. However, for me, I felt icky. It like freaked me out a little. It didn't feel good when I was using it. I never should have bought that deck. I shouldn't say that. I still think it was important for me to buy that deck because I can now use it when I'm teaching courses to show people. However, if I don't use it, like for me. So really look at the deck. Just because someone says this is the best beginner deck or this is the best advanced deck, look at the pictures and really see how they make you feel. Don't get something just because someone said to get it. Same with the pendulum. Someone might say, get a really, like I usually recommend, go get a clear quartz pendulum if you don't know what to do, because clear quartz can be like used for everything. However, and some people might say, well, don't get one of the fancy looking pendulums because those are harder to use. These are not my actual opinions, I'm just saying. But then maybe you're really attracted to one of the really fancy pendulums that get it. So just make sure you're tapping into yourself. How does it make you feel? How does it look to you? And don't worry about what other people say. The last tip, number 4, if you know how to use your body to body test and get yes and no answers, or to already use a pendulum to get yes or no answers, use those skills. When I go in a metaphysical shop, I personally like body testing when I'm out in public, so I'm not just like holding a pendulum around. But I will body test through the entire store. What crystals want to come home with me, what cards want to come home with me, what incense wants to come home with me. And then if I'm using Amazon or something at home, I might use my pendulum to check that. If you don't know how to body test or use a pendulum yet to get your yes or no answers, I truly would nudge you towards opening up to looking at that. That for me was the foundation of really opening up my own intuition, because it allows you to really get those aligned yes or no answers from your higher self and really get started on where you're going. And yes, I do have a course for that if you're interested. But remember, in the comment, little description section, I have that quiz if you want to check what crystal wants to work with you. And I hope this was helpful. The big overarching theme is use your senses that you have and really notice how it makes you feel when you look at it, if you can pick it up, how it makes you feel when you touch it. And really pay attention to how it feels to you. Don't worry about the opinions of anyone else because you're the one that's going to be using the tool. It's all about how your energy feels around that object. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments section if you have more tips for everyone else, and see you in the next one.